Hello again. I'm still Gabor Kelemen from Allotropia GmbH, and I work there as QA. And in this talk, I will inspect how usable is ODF as interoperability tool in real life, real world conditions. And in this talk, first of all, I will talk a little bit about my motivation for this talk, what the documentation say in this topic, what are some differences I experienced, and why is layout really the king here, and what is some lessons that I have learned during this little experience or experiment. So, first of all, motivation is that we had a customer ticket, and they said that this is an ODT file, and it does not really look like how it should be. And I was just like, what the hell? It's impossible. ODT file is always looking like it should be, at least if it was saved with LibreOffice, right? But they used actually a Word with an original docx file. They saved it as ODT and came to our bug tracker to complain that it is not really looking like it should. What the hell? So it was what they used, Word 2016, and the exported file was ODF 1.2 standard. So, why? Maybe they just tried it. Maybe they assumed it can give some good results or better results even than just opening the docx in LibreOffice Writer. Who knows? But if this was, or something like that was the assumption, then let's look at this in deeper and use Word 2021, which is a quite recent or much more recent version than 2016, and it also writes ODF 1.3, so maybe it gives good results. But first of all, let's see what documentation say. Microsoft has this site, clickable link, and yeah, they say that you might see some formatting differences and some word features aren't available on ODT files. Yeah, so maybe the ODT does not have every feature defined which Word has, which cannot really be said that it's Word's fault that they cannot write something that does not exist on standard level. So, yeah, that puts the expectations in place, and maybe there is more. So, what the documentation say about some important and less important features. Quite a few are not supported. Some of them more popular than others, some of them less, but still this does not look like something that is very exciting. What else is there? Yeah, some more interesting bits. Smart art diagrams are supported. Very interesting. I was excited to see that. But it's a conversion of the smart art to group shape, because as you know, LibreOffice does not support something like smart art, and so neither does ODF. And yeah, very interesting bit is that page breaks are partially supported, with continuous section breaks might lose some properties. Interesting. And yeah, content controls are only partially supported, because that's a rather new feature, but we can see that newer versions of Microsoft Office started to support that in ODF, so they are definitely improving their ODF filter. There is a lot of hope about the future in that. So what else is there? Right, table of contents are partially supported. But maybe it's just a sec field, whatever that is. And it works otherwise. And footnotes and notes are also supported. That's good. Header footer is also good supported, and shapes are good supported. Maybe we will learn that these words are not meaning the same as I would expect, or maybe we will learn that they are meaning the same. Let's see. So if we open the document as the customer sent, or something that imitates the same thing, what we will see. Here in this document, we see some continuous page break. This is the second page of the example document. And we see that the original document has a small header for the second page, but after saving to ODT file and reopening in Word, it's the first pages and first sections big header on the second page. So yeah, it's broken. But we cannot really blame them on this, because it's documented, and yeah, neither writer, neither ODF has something like continuous section break, so it's expected that this will be broken. Not a miracle here. But do we have some table of contents? They said that it's supported, except for sec fields. What is the sec field? It's not here. But if we take some table of contents, in German it's called Inhaltsverzeichnis, and save it docx from the left to ODT on the right, and we reopen the file in Word. So this little label on the top left is now missing, and there is an extra paragraph at the top. It's from the first page, it's previous page's page break, whatever, and looks like the Inhaltsverzeichnis word is not anymore part of the table of contents. And yeah, it's kind of hard to read now, because the tab from the heading numbering, from between the heading numbering and the actual heading, it's gone. So yeah, it's a somewhat elastic definition of supported, what I would call seeing here. Okay, what happens if we open the same ODT in writer? So the Inhaltsverzeichnis word as the table title, or table of contents title, is out of the table of contents. The tab after the heading numbering and between the heading name is actually back. But what if we use the update function of writer? It's kind of completely broken. Looks like it's not very well supported, at least not in writer. Very interesting bit. What can we do here? We can, for example, open the original docx with the table of contents, and after that, in writer, we see that the table of contents title, which is now in Hartsfile site, is in place, and the tab is in place. So on the first opening, it looks really exactly like it was in Word. After a bit of updating, yeah, it's not exactly like that, but the direction is somewhat good. The tabs are missing, and the alignment is also left instead of centered, but it's a kind of good result when opening the docx file and trying to use it in current 24.8 writer. So that's what we have. Let's see another example. It was actually pulled from a bug report in Bugzilla. Background shape in header. They had some very funny image which was anchored in the header, represented by this green rectangle, which is behind the header text. But if we have a red rectangle, which is not anchored in the header, but in the document body, it's in front of the header text. That's how it works in Word. And if we save the same thing as ODT and reopen it in Word, it looks like exactly the same thing. Red is in front, green is in background, so it's actually pretty good. But what if we open it in writer? We see that the ODT in writer shows a little bit of difference because the red rectangle is in background, unlike in Word. And the green looks kinda okay in the header, but in front of the main document body, both are hiding the blue background of the document body. So it's sort of an edge case, but yeah. No, it's just a color. It's the same thing, but if it's in the header in Word, it's a little bit grayed out, let's say. But it's exactly the same file. Okay, so what else we have? Looks like I forgot to insert the shape. But believe me, after the fix of that bug number, it looks like the docx exactly looks like in writer as it looks like in Word. So lesson from this is that changing how the layout is handled is definitely possible, at least in writer. Okay, another topic. Let's see some shapes and smart art. This beautiful thing was made by the customer, but it's hopefully does not contain any confidential data. So the two hierarchies at the top, and at the bottom are smart arts. This will be converted to group shape, but there is also a connector line from the top Olymp shape to this Dionysus shape. And interesting bit is that the big blue background is actually another shape, because they had a lot of time to experiment with this, apparently. So the smart art is only the main god names, and the Helena is also another shape. So how does this look if we save it to ODF in Word? Also, this is maybe not very visible, but they added an image description, and with this Abbildung 1, this is the sec field, which will be also lost. And that also makes it difficult to support a table of figures in Word and ODF, but that's also per documentation, so it's fine. Okay, so what do we have? Opening the ODT in Word looks mostly okay. The connector line is a little bit broken here, and this big blue background shape was moved downwards a little bit, and this other Helena shape was also a bit moved down. So shapes are supported, but a little bit glitchy, let's say. What if we open this ODF in Writer? ODT in Writer, oh my god. Even the blue background shape is now in front of everything. Something is funny with the Z order of things. So it's even worse in Writer. I'm not sure if it's not defined well in ODF or what's up with this. But it's not very interoperable. What else can we do here? Maybe open the original file in Writer. docx in Writer, horrible thing. Looks like the blue background is in its place. Helena is in its place. The connector line is also in its place. Pretty much like the original thing. And it's unfortunately not really editable yet, as in the smart art definition, but yeah, at least it looks like pretty much the same. Let's try one more thing. Shapes. What happens if we use some grouped shape, which is a default Word 2021 feature or template for page numbering? I just chose something that looked very complicated, and I put it in the footer of the document. And after saving it in ODT file and reopening in Word, I see it's in the header. No, it's not really in the header, it's at the place where the header is. It's still anchored in the footer, but it's at the top of the page. Also, this black grouped shape, this black group shape went from the right side of the page to the top left corner. Very bad. The date is actually a date content control, and this answers the question which I would always ask myself: who the hell uses content controls? Well, Word's default templates and header, footer examples use content controls all over the place, and that's why it's important to have it in Writer. But we also have them in Writer, so this should be fine in the long run. What else can we do? Let's open the same original file docx in Writer, and the thing is in the correct place at the bottom of the page. Page number is in the right side. The date content control is also still working as content control, and yeah, pretty much like in Word. Okay, let's move to the topic of layout is king, which is another source of pain if we talk about interoperability, because this is the part which is not in the standard. So what we have here is a top of some page which is after a page break, and we have some paragraph which is using the some above spacing, and yeah, maybe I mixed up something, but in theory this should not really change. So we had this
which order is which combination?
Yes. So docx is it should be this one, and ODT in Word should be this one. Sorry, I mixed up myself. So in Word there is no above paragraph spacing after page break, and if we use ODF format in Word, this is looking the same, but not in Writer. But if we open the same file in ODF format in Writer, then there is paragraph above spacing. On the other hand, if we open the docx file in Writer, there should be no extra spacing, just like in Word. So, yeah, layout is the tricky part always, because you have to figure out before implementing something how it actually looks, and this is usually the part that is easily figured out by end users, and they come up complaining in Bugzilla because they already noticed that something does not look like it should be. But in ODT, this part is not defined. So this is one problem. But this was fixed a few years ago. So the docx import is now good. What we don't have still figured out is this bug number example. So there is a table in an example document, and there are some tabs in the cells with very short distance between each other. And somehow Word compresses these tabs into very short space, even after if we save it in ODT and reopen. So this is a layout trick which they are using, and it's independent of the file format. But if we open the ODT in Writer, we see that the tabs are actually quite large and cannot be compressed like in Word. So even if we open the ODT in Writer, the table will have double height cells, and the whole document will fall apart because the tables are now much higher. And ODT does not help us in this situation. We need to figure out this layout cheating, which is done by Word, and replicate that. Okay, one more thing. Inline endnotes. Where the hell are my images? Sorry. Strange. Sorry, I had these images some time ago. So what I saw is that inline endnotes in Word are the same page as the documents, and if we save it in ODT and open it in Writer, they are in the next page, which is a specialty of ODT format, and especially Writer, because it does not support this sort of inline endnotes. And new development this year is that if we open the original docx in Writer, we have the same layout, thanks to the work of Miklós Vajna, and now it is possible that opening the original example file, we have the same layout. But if we still remember, Microsoft documentation said that endnotes are supported in ODF format. Well, yeah, layout is another tricky beast in this situation, and yeah, how we or someone else interprets what's in the file is up to the implementations of the software. Okay, so forgot about this trick. This is a very new development that the endnote is supported on the last page of the document, and we can see that it's is the same as in the original Word layout. So, lessons learned. Feature coverage is spotty, and there is a lot of features in Word which are not possible to be written into an ODF file. This is sometimes a fault of ODF standard, which is not having coverage or opportunity for these to be stored. So that one is first needed to be improved. Or maybe first writer should be improved. Documentation, which was linked on the slide 4, is mostly correct, except when it's not documenting layout or when it's not talking about smaller or larger bugs. Yeah, and Word's ODT export is looking better in Word than it looks in Writer. So it's clear that when they write that something is supported, they mean it's supported, at least partially, if you open it again in Word, and not if you open it in LibreOffice or something else. Because, yeah, it's perhaps unrealistic that a company optimizes its software for another competitor's import. Yeah, another lesson, at least for me, is that investing in LibreOffice development seems to be a better idea in the long run than investing in Microsoft Office, because it's possible to make the OXML filters better, as I have shown in a few instances. And yeah, getting Microsoft to fix their software to produce better ODF, it's probably possible, but why would anyone do that? And that was all that I had for today. Thanks for your attention, and see you all later in the interoperability workshop at 4 on the maybe 3rd floor. I'm not sure. So thank you for your attention.